please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas. To those guests who've just joined us, welcome. Our next stop is the Magic Kingdom. For those of you standing, please hold on to the handrails throughout our journey and stay clear of the door. Stay clear of the door. Ladies and gentlemen, we are approaching our station at the entrance to Main Street, USA.
Welcome aboard the Monday Morning Monorail. Podcast. This is not Justin Monorail, nor is it Samantha Monorail, McKenna Monorail, Chicken Nugget, Garrett Monorail. It's still me. We're still living in the Poochie era of the Monday Morning Monorail podcast. It's still me. It's Landon, coming to you from the isolation station of love. Hope everybody's doing well. Wanted to bring you another episode, kind of similar to what I did last week. It was so well received, you got to give the people what they want. That's a phrase that not only I live by personally, but also seems to go well with podcasts. So here we are, giving the people what they want. Some more news from the House of the Mouse on a Monday morning. Hopefully your weekend was good. Here in East Tennessee, we are still trying to get our heads above water, literally and figuratively, because we had a bunch of really heavy thunderstorms come through, and hail, which I'm a big fan of hail, considering at one point it turned my car into a golf ball looking thing. But just have a few pieces of Disney news want to talk to you about, maybe discuss a little bit. Maybe we'll get some. What is that?
Hello? Hey, can I come in?
Sure. When I said we could get some interaction, I was talking more on the Facebook, but I guess come on in. Yeah.
Oh, hey, man, how's it going?
Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, it's podcasting superstar Justin Monorail. Justin Monorail, how you doing, buddy? It's been a while.
What's up, man? It's good to see you. I just wanted to drop in. I heard you were recording a new episode of the Morning Monorail today, and I was like, man, I should make a special guest appearance. And you know, I missed everybody. I missed you. I missed being on the mic. So here we are. I'm here. You know, I know last week you were letting people know kind of what was going on behind the scenes and what maybe led to the Justin Monorail absence. And I just wanted to, I mean, first of all, I wanted to address those things and kind of give you all an update on it. But I did have a little break. The NPA tour was on hiatus this week. So for spring break and Easter. So I was able to take a little time out of my busy schedule to come by.
Well, I'm glad you were able to find a little bit of a busy time out of your schedule, because it sounds like the Monorail family has quite a few fires going on, so to speak, except McKenna, who, again, I think that was very rude the way she told me to mind my bleeping business last week. But that's pretty on par for McKenna. So, buddy, how goes the Yu-Gi-Oh-esque world tour of you becoming the greatest Pogmaster there ever was?
Well, you know, there has been some confusion out there, because when people hear me say NPA tour, they think I'm saying NBA. And first of all, I want to squash that rumor right away. I have not joined the NBA. I know the trade deadline just happened. I wasn't traded to the Phoenix Suns. No, I'm here, you know, still out of the Orlando area, and I have joined. People were shocked when ESPN started letting people know that there was like an actual national putt-putt tour that was competitive, and like you could win money if you were really good at it. Well, believe it or not, there is a National Pog Association, and I'm just, you know, I was a little rusty when I got started, but man, I pulled out my old slammers. I've got some classic like heavy metal slammers, and I am dominating the Southeast region right now. I'm getting ready to go to nationals, and if I can somehow find a way to finish in the top 5, I'm going to go international. I'll be facing the Russians, and everybody knows.
Wow.
they're really, like, if you watch Queen's Gambit, they were good at chess. They've retired all their chess players, and they just totally bought into Pogs in the early 90s. And so that's when you know you've made it, if you can compete with the Russians.
I mean, you've already clearly gone through regionals. You're preparing for nationals, and now you're looking at going internationally known. That's some big stuff, especially going up against the Russians, which, I mean, I think I'm safe to say were the enemies in about 85% of all movies in the 80s. So, I mean,
right.
Not only will you be fighting for national pride, you'll be fighting for pride of Sylvester Stallone.
That's true. And I'm going to go over the top with my slammers.
There you go. You got it.
Yeah, and I just hope that, when they tell my story, when they write my book, when the movie is made for Netflix and it comes out that, I'm hoping Zac Efron is cast to play me. That's what I'm hoping for.
I could see that. I've already heard some rumblings that Lin-Manuel Miranda is going to be writing the music.
I would
in
be
that
honored.
movie.
I would be honored.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we could have our very own Hamilton-esque story. Just hopefully it doesn't end with you being shot at the end. By the way, spoiler alert.
Oh.
I apologize if you haven't seen Hamilton, but it's on Disney Plus and it's fantastic, and you should go watch it. I'm talking to you, Sam. By the way, Disney Plus prices went up a little bit this week.
They did.
That's not a news story we're going to talk about. Just want to mention it. Still a great value, in my opinion.
Well, it's true. And you mentioned the news. Do you mind if I hang out and talk Disney news with you today, buddy?
I mean, technically it is still your podcast, even though we're alive and thriving in the Poochie era of the Morning Monorail podcast. But yeah, sure. I mean, your name's on the list, so I guess I really can't say no.
Nice. All right, let's do it. Let's get into it then. Hey, by the way, last week you were taking the driver's seat for episode 149. Did a great job. I was first of all, thank you for doing that, man. Thanks for picking up the mantle and carrying it forward. It made me proud. You did a great job. People might expect that means today is episode 150, but it is totally not. This is not episode 150. Okay?
What?
It's not. I meant to send you this note before you got started, but no, this cannot be episode 150. This is let's call it 149B.
Okay, I mean that's fine. I wish you'd have told me this earlier this week, because I bought a lot of fireworks to mark the occasion. I have some kickline dancers that we're going to close out the show with. So. Okay, yeah, that's fine.
I'm sorry.
Just send you. Yeah, I'll send you my expenses, and you can reimburse me through the Venmo or PayPal or however people are being paid online these days.
I'll give you a percentage of what the podcast is making, and right now that's in the negative. So good luck with that.
Do I really want a percentage of it? Anyway, we will discuss the money business offline. But yeah, we got a couple stories I want to touch on and talk about. I don't know what you, Mr. Monorail, are bringing to the table, but on this end, we're going to talk about some new park hours for the month of June. Speaking of fireworks, a new job posting and what that means. And Bobby Chaps is at it again, saying people are happier now than they were before the pandemic started. We'll talk about that. We call that a tease in the business. But first, I, for one, welcome our new robot overlords, because right now, for the next 30 days until April 23rd, Disney is testing a new contactless admission piece of software to the theme parks. They're testing facial scans and facial recognitions from the Walt Disney World Resort website. Quote, at Walt Disney World Resort, we are always looking for innovative and convenient ways to improve our guests' experience, especially as we navigate the impact of COVID-19. With the future in mind and the shift in focus to more touchless experiences, we're conducting a limited 30-day testing using facial recognition technology. Now, I do want to say this is all, if you don't want to opt into this, they still have the tried and true method of, what they've been doing in this new COVID era. You do have to be 18 or older, but children under the age of 18 can still participate in this test program, but that's only with the consent of a parent or guardian who must be present when the testing happens. Jay, two questions, since you are a resident of Orlando, Florida, when you're not on the world just pogging people. A, have you experienced this facial recognition technology? And B, what are your thoughts on it as a whole?
I haven't experienced it yet from what I understand, they're testing it out at Magic Kingdom first, and it actually, like you said, they're going to do it for 30 days. It lasts through April 23rd, so I'm guessing they've just started it. We haven't been to the Magic Kingdom, actually, in a couple of months, so I would totally do it. I'm for it. I am a person who loves new technology. I love it. I mean, anything that can make things a little more seamless, a little more smooth for the entry experience, I am in support of that. You know, when they first started rolling out the new security checkpoints where you don't have to have your bag searched and you just walk through, and it's got these intelligent scanners that are learning all the time. And, you know, I actually yesterday, and we'll talk about this more later, as we were going into Epcot, I got pulled aside. And it's happened to me a couple times now where we go through the little, what do you call it? We'll just say the AI scanners. And they pull me aside. I'm not sure what it is I'm doing. I must be doing something weird because I didn't even have a bag yesterday. And I got pulled aside for secondary screening. Yeah, I don't know what set it off yesterday. But when you aren't pulled aside, it is such a nice change to just be walking through these scanners. You're not slowing down. You're not standing in line. You're going to stand in plenty of lines when you get in the parks. So absolutely no reason to stand in line before you get in there. And so this to me is like another step in the right direction. I feel like it's interesting that they're making so many changes to the touch points. I would call them turnstiles because I don't know. I feel like turnstiles, even though they don't have physical turnstiles anymore, everybody knows what a turnstile is. So not only do you potentially have this option at Magic Kingdom to do the facial scanning, but also they're starting this process of rolling out the all-new Magic mobile service on your phone where you can use that instead of your Magic Band to tap in. I'm just pro technology. I'm for it. I don't mind. Like, I think some people feel like, oh, well, you know, it's a bit of another kind of invasion of privacy because they're
Big Brother's watching
you.
They're tracking you and they're stealing your identity. I don't know. I went all Jesse Ventura there, but yeah.
They're going to scan your face and then they'll have that, you know, record of that. But what I have, you know, what I've read, because I pulled this out too, I wanted to talk about it with you, was that, you know, when you first sign up for it, you scan your Magic Band, you stand up, you take like hats and visors off, but you can keep your face mask on. They scan your face that first time, and then from then on, when you come back, you just walk up, you step up, they scan your face, you walk in. I mean, if it works and it's effective, I will totally do it. I think it's awesome. They do it at the airport for people, so you know.
Yeah, and if it works so well for the TSA, I mean, why can't they do it at WDW? By the way, you mentioned you can keep your face covering on. There's no can. You are required to keep your face covering or mask in place. But if you're like me and always go to the park rocking the hat and sunglasses combo, you will need to take those off for the face scan test. Which I mean, it's like anytime these types of technology are introduced, there are people, you know, data security and privacy concerns, and I made fun of it a little bit earlier, but it's like I do understand the privacy concerns, especially in this day and age. But I mean, like, you already mentioned, this isn't, you know, groundbreaking, world-changing technology that's brand new. This has been several places, and so I mean, it's like, okay, and if it gets me into the park faster, thumbs up for me.
Yeah. So you're pro as well?
Yes, I am pro as well. I too like technology. Still not sure on the whole mobile pass thing because, you know, I am a hardcore Magic Band guy, but, you know, I still have that option. I like to accessorize the Magic Bands that I'm wearing with the previously mentioned hat and sunglass combo that I look so good in.
Yeah, I'm pro Magic Band as an accessory, but I also am totally up for making things even easier. And say I forget my Magic Band, or say I'm on Soarin' and it falls off of me or something, like may have happened in the past. You know, phones don't typically just fall off my wrist. I want to know if this happens to anybody else with their Magic Band. Am I just wearing my Magic Band wrong? Do you ever, while swinging your arms, end up getting your Magic Band caught on your pocket or maybe a cargo pocket or something as you swing your arm and it strips it right off? Because it's happened to me more than once. I don't know.
Not on pockets, but I have a drawstring bag that I normally carry with me. I have gotten it caught on the string from said drawstring bag. So yeah, it's happened before. Not fun.
Yeah. luckily I got my Magic Band back. That was my famous Farewell to Illuminations Magic Band, and it came back to me, which means it's truly mine, of course.
I still can't believe you got that thing back.
That's amazing. Yeah. But anyways, having the option to use your phone for it, and in preparation for our conversation today, I actually opened the My Disney Experience app because I read that the Magic Mobile service has shown up on My Disney Experience already, and it is there. But when I click on it, so from the main page, if you want to find it, you've got a little hamburger option menu down at the bottom right of your My Disney Experience app. You click on that, and it comes up, and it says Disney Magic Mobile Service. If you're an Android user like me, you're going to get the wah wah message of, sorry, this is only available on iOS.
Yes, Master Race.
So eventually we'll get it on the Androids as well. But I love the changes. Like I said, I'm pro technology. I also maybe am on the side of it never even crosses my mind to worry about giving Big Brother more information. And maybe that makes me stupid, but I'm also I live in a world where I have a cell phone that tracks all my moves, records everything I'm doing. If you think you're walking around in public and people don't have you on camera and know your face, you're wrong. This stuff is just happening. And my least concern is giving that information to Disney. So.
Yeah, I mean, what are they going to do? They're going to know your preferences of your Dole Whip flavors.
Right.
Like, oh, this person really likes Red's Revenge. Let's look out for him.
They've been tracking us with Magic Bands anyway, guys. Wake up.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. It's like the people that are complaining about how the government's tracking me. It's like, okay, you posted this on Twitter that's already knows your location. You unlocked it on your iPhone that knows your face and your fingerprint. So.
Yeah.
So
anyway. What's going on? Yeah. Sorry to sidetrack us.
Yeah. Let's quickly veer this monorail back on track. Otherwise, we're going to record a whole different type of podcast that I am definitely too sober to do. But speaking of sobriety, if you're like me and like to head over to Epcot and maybe drink around the world, shout out to Tipsy Ducks in Love. Woo. Last week we talked about some hours for the parks. I believe it was for a 10-day stretch in April. From their official website, Disney has announced park hours for June, and they are drastically different from the park hours we saw last week, particularly where Epcot was, I think, staying open till 11 or something, which was awesome. Anyway, starting in June, Magic Kingdom will open at 9 a.m., close at 6 p.m., with park hopping being available from 2 to 6 p.m. Epcot opening at 11 a.m., so you can get a very late breakfast, early lunch, or a brunch, I think the kids call it, and then closes at 7 p.m. with park hopping available from 2 to 7 p.m. as well. Disney's Hollywood Studios will be opening at 9 a.m., closing at 7 p.m. with, again, park hopping available 2 to 7 p.m. And then finally, Disney's Animal Kingdom, much like Dolly Parton, is working 9 to 5, opens at 9, closes at 5 with park hopping hours available 2 to 5 p.m. Also worth noting, Disney's Blizzard Beach Park opens in June, and they have announced hours of 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. for the second week of June. And then finally, Disney Springs, which, I mean, if you're going down to Orlando, Florida, definitely go check out Disney Springs. It's awesome. The hours posted for June are open at 10 a.m., close at 10 p.m.
Mm-hmm. You know,
so, Jay, drastically different hours from what I talked about last week. So, and kind of feels like it's going the wrong way, because I thought as the year went on, we would see the return to quote unquote more normal operating hours. And it really feels like they're going in the opposite direction. Am I alone in feeling that?
No, it is strange that they trimmed it back a bit, but I want to talk about a weird phenomenon that Garrett and I experienced yesterday at Epcot, and maybe this is part of what's going on here. I don't know. And we weren't alone in feeling what we felt, and I'll mention another reference on this as we go, but we were in Epcot yesterday during, this whole month, the spring break time frame all the way through Easter. The park passes have been gone. It's like totally at capacity. It just happened that I made this reservation several months ago, and so we were able to go to Epcot yesterday. But knowing we were going into the park and it was already at capacity, I was concerned it was going to be like a real busy day and we wouldn't be able to do that much. And, maybe we'd go in. My main concern was I wanted to take in the new lighting effects around the entryway at night. That was the main thing I wanted to do. I wanted to get a little food, but other than that, I was just going to call it, it's a good day just to be in Epcot, basically, and try not to get myself in situations where I felt uncomfortable. What Garrett and I found, though, was it was one of the more empty days we've seen since the parks reopened. I don't know what was going on, but to be at capacity, not giving out any more park passes for the day, we ended up riding more rides than I think I've ridden at Epcot in probably 6 to 7 months. And we didn't wait longer than, like, the longest waits we had were Test Track and Frozen, and both were 30 minutes. Everything else was walk-on for us, including Spaceship Earth, which at least usually has like a 15, 20-minute wait. But it was shocking to me. And I'm wondering, maybe, because Disney expanded the hours for the anticipated increased crowds here in March and early April. I wonder if now they're like, oh, it seems to be... Maybe the crowds aren't where they expected, so they're going to trim it back a little bit. I don't know. It's weird. It's very strange.
I mean, that is definitely a possibility. Disney isn't, they haven't opened the thing wide open 100% yet. So, I mean, that is a good possibility that the crowds aren't where they expected to be. So they feel like they can pare back the hours, save a little bit of money and stuff like that. But at the same time, you did talk about how this is a very, very busy time of the year for Disney, pandemic regardless. You talked about how there are no more park passes to be able to give out due to the spring breakers and people through Easter. When I called Disney's customer service, I guess a couple weeks ago, I was on hold for 40 minutes to talk to a representative. And I called like not even during a peak hour. Like, I called after I got off work after lunch. So it's like, you would think people are, doing their jobs or whatever, but it was about a 40-minute wait. Found out I called the wrong number, and it's like, yeah, I can transfer you, but it's a 90-minute wait to speak to that representative. And the person I talked to, which, by the way, I really wish I remember her name. She did a great job, per usual, with Disney's customer service. But she said, if I were you, I would wait until A, we're done with spring break, and B, call back after Easter, just because right now we are being slammed and inundated with people trying to book those trips for this time period. So I'm kind of surprised. Yeah, it's at capacity, not that surprised to hear.
Right.
But your experience of feeling like it wasn't, like wall-to-wall people, like that's surprising to me.
It was so strange. And it was funny today when I was looking at some articles for our discussion pre-recording. Oh, I mean, sorry. When I realized I had a break from my NPA tour.
Kayfabe. We got to keep it kayfabe.
I was on allears.net, and I noticed they had an article with the headline, Disney World Parks are all at capacity today, so where is everyone? Like, that's the headline. And I was like, that's exactly what we felt like. It was a beautiful day yesterday. It was like 89 to like 90 degrees, like in the middle of the day. And as the sun started going down, especially, it was absolutely perfect in the parks. You're talking Epcot's got Flower and Garden in full effect. They actually had, I want to say, on the live show, I think it was 2 weeks ago, someone told me that there were local bands that were playing as part of the Flower and Garden Festival. I was like, no, they're not doing that. Yeah, they did. There was there was a band called the Hooligans that were playing yesterday. So there was like a lot going on, but we were walking around World Showcase, and I was just like, what is going on? It was busy around Mexico. Sure, there was a wait to get in the Mexico Pavilion, but that even wasn't that long. The only thing I can imagine is that people are disappointed that the animatronics on the 3 Caballeros haven't returned yet, and so they're boycotting Epcot right now.
That must be it, yes.
Yeah, because I don't know. I mean, it was surprising. It really was. So, you would think June, that is like summer's in full effect. People, as we continue to move forward, more and more people are getting vaccinated. We're hopefully, starting to walk towards the light at the end of the tunnel for this whole global pandemic thing. You would think that tourism would be starting to pick up. I mean, Disney obviously needed room capacity. They opened All-Star Movies back up. I don't know. It's really weird. Why trim the? I don't get it. I can't solve this puzzle.
Mm-hmm. Especially in June. I mean, if your governor has his wish, it'll be 100% wide open and back to normal by then. But that's not how this works. Yeah, okay. That's all I'm going to say about Governor Death. But yeah, I agree with you. little odd that they're going the way they are with the park hours, especially for the time of year. And especially some of those closing times. We got 6 p.m., 7 p.m., 7 p.m., and 5 p.m. in Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
Doesn't exactly seem like we're going to be returning to nighttime shows anytime soon, at least in the month of June, based on those hours. And the reason I bring that up is if you are a firework aficionado expert, I don't know the technical term, boy, does Walt Disney World have a job for you. Jay, I know you're an amateur fireworks enthusiast. Are you a professional?
No, unfortunately, I never went professional in the firework game.
Well, unfortunately, I don't think this job will work for you because this was posted to DisneyCareers.com, which is a website that I probably need to visit more often. Yeah, because I can go work at Disney, whatever. Anyway, this is for the position of the fireworks and special effects principal designer. And the reason I want to bring this up is, if this is the position you've been waiting for, congratulations, go get it, and just, I guess, give us park passes when you finally get it, and don't forget your monorail friends when you make it big. But the other reason I want to bring this up is it does seem like Disney does have bringing back nighttime shows in mind, not in the month of June, just based on the last story we talked about, but the job summary for this position, the fireworks and special effects principal designer serves as the creative leader and overall representative for the Disney Live Entertainment, Fireworks, and Special Design Effect Department. The demand of the role at Walt Disney World requires an in-depth understanding of the design intent and the ability of realizing it through the effective execution of the creative process. As the leader, the fireworks and special effects principal designer directs all special effect designs, including pyrotechnics, helping to prioritize, organize, and problem solve during the entire course of a project. The ideal candidate for this position must have a minimum of 7 years of experience in the entertainment industry, working in show development and operation of live shows. So, I only have 3 years of experience in the entertainment industry, working in show development and operations of live shows. So, me personally missed it by that much. But it's like, I think this is an interesting job to have, not only from the, hey, cool, I get to work with fireworks and design these shows that millions of people come to love and cherish. It's like, but yeah, could you imagine if you're the guy that designed Wishes, a show that still to this day, if I think about it for too long, I start to, cry a little bit. That just like touches generations of people. And then also it's like, I don't think this is a shocking development for anybody that Disney does have a return to nighttime shows and fireworks in mind, because I'll be honest, planned in October, I'm really hoping fireworks are back by then, because not only do I love Disney fireworks, my mom is an even bigger firework honk than me. Maybe I need to forward this opening to my mom. She'd probably like it. But yeah, it's like, fingers crossed that this can get back to normal. But I think I'm also curious to see what this new person could bring to the table, so to speak, in designing and setting up these shows. We could, in theory, be seeing something completely different and completely new that we've never seen in Walt Disney World. Yeah,
it is really interesting. It makes me wonder, because I know they started doing some firework testing at Magic Kingdom. I feel like that was maybe 6, 7, 8 weeks ago that people started reporting that they, late at night there was some firework testing going on, or maybe early in the morning. I think there's been some of that at Epcot as well. It almost seems like, was it like a false start that they were like, oh, we're going to start doing these, and then they're like, wait, let's hold off. Is it another one of those things where they're planning, like you said, maybe they're just aiming now to bring all this back in October because they know this is another thing that would boost attendance. People are going to be excited for the return of the fireworks shows. And why not just get that all on like the 2022 books, right? So maybe they are kind of ramping with their eye to that, and they're going to put everything off until then. It's a bit unfortunate, because people are going to travel during the summer. I mean, if that's what's happening, and this is wild speculation on my part.
That's what we do here. We wildly speculate.
But yeah, it's a little unfortunate, because obviously, like you said, looking at the hours in June, that means that more than likely there won't be nighttime shows. We know already that, Animal Kingdom's not going to have one in the near future anyway. Harmonious, I don't know if they've started to play around with a date. I think it's been one of those things, kind of like Space 2021. It'll happen when it happens, or Space 220. And
we know what you're talking about.
Yeah, 20 space sometime in the future, some number. Restaurant in Epcot. I just, at this point, based on the fact that we know with about 99% surety that Remy's Ratatouille Adventure is ready to go, and they've just made the arbitrary decision to wait until October to start it, to open it up. It just makes me feel like a lot of these things that, hey, people are coming to the parks now without it, and, they're fine. Let's just wait till October, and then we can really kick things into high gear. That's kind of what it feels like to me.
And especially with everything going on in October, that is, the kickoff of the 50th anniversary. You already mentioned Remy's going to be opening. You've wildly speculated that that's when Tronstruction could come to an end. I think that feels a little less likely, but at the same time, it's definitely a possibility. As we've talked in previous episodes, particularly in M3-4D, they do like to have a lot of grand openings in October. So, maybe they are circling and eyeing October on the calendar to bring this stuff back. Just bring it back, please, Disney. I like fireworks.
Yeah, we all do. You may not love fireworks outside the Disney parks. You may just be like, well, if you've seen a fireworks show, you've seen one, you've seen them all. That's not true at Disney. They're magical.
No.
They make you cry.
Yep. The show and the story they tell. And much like everything in Disney, it's magical. The fireworks are magical. The calories don't count.
Yep.
Your bank account, you don't worry about it until you leave the park, and then you really worry about it. But it's magic in Disney.
It's true. I would love to know what the interview process for this position is going to be like. Will they ask them to design a 5-minute fireworks show in Flash and submit that, and then they compete against each other, oh, look at this person really went for it in that 5 minutes, and this person went all fountains, we can eliminate them because this was a firework interview, not a fountain interview. I don't know.
Turn it into a reality TV show. It's like have a panel of judges.
Yeah.
Joe Rohde comes out of retirement to be one of the judges. Actually, I love that idea.
Oh my gosh, this is a perfect idea for Disney Plus. Why not?
Seriously, yeah. I would stomach another price increase if we got America's Next Top Firework Engineer guy on Disney Plus.
Yeah. Yep. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Make it happen.
Disney, we're giving you great ideas here.
This is good.
All we ask is an executive producer title.
Yeah, this is good. This is good. We're giving them gold as usual.
As usual. We're back on our ish, as the kids say. But we already talked about how Disney is magical. And just like me personally, walking in through the turnstiles at Magic Kingdom, just thinking about it, I'm smiling. The hair on my arm is standing up. It makes me happy to be in the House of the Mouse. And according to one Disney head honcho, people are happier now during the pandemic than they were before. In an interview that he gave, good old Bobby Chaps is back at it. Disney CEO Bob Chapek made some bold statements saying that people are happier at Walt Disney World parks now during a time when visitors must wear face masks and can't get the full experience of the fireworks and character meet and greets and all that other stuff than before the pandemic. Quote, our guest satisfaction scores since we've reopened across the world have shown that indeed our guests are even more satisfied than they were prior to the pandemic. Chapek goes on to say, quote, our teams here have been hard at work, making sure that when we reemerge, that we're going to do so in a way that's actually going to improve the guest experience, even versus a pre-pandemic situation. That last quote was more focused towards reopening Disneyland next month, which, yay, again, it's reopening. But Jay, as somebody who has been going to the parks during the whole, as I vaguely point the background at the world burning, it's less burning now, but it's still burning. Your thoughts on Bobby Chaps' statement there?
Does anybody really believe this? I mean, it's shocking to me, and he could very well be referencing survey statistics that are legitimate based on the surveys that Disney is conducting. But a couple things. One, these are Disney conducted surveys. They pick and choose who they're sending them to because, they know, like when they send them out, it's someone who has a My Disney Experience account. It's someone who has a linked Magic Band. They've been in the park. Sure, they're anonymous, and when you send them back, they're anonymous results, but you can't tell me that they don't somehow direct these to different demographics on purpose. And the thing about it is, you're interviewing people who have decided to come to the parks, knowing there's a pandemic, knowing that face masks are required, knowing all of the protocols that are in place. And I can tell you that as a person who I feel like I'm going to take every precaution I need to try to be safe when I go to the parks. I know that there's risk involved. I know what the protocols are. I'm accepting all that stuff. And like I told you when we were talking about Epcot, if it was going to be like a packed, really busy day, I was just going to be happy to be in the parks. I think that's the case with a lot of people, especially you're traveling out of town. You're just like, you've wanted to travel. This has been a tough year. Especially to go back to the most magical place on earth. It's happy. It's a happy time, even dealing with all the things you have to deal with under the current circumstances. So I just feel like you're kind of interviewing a skewed fan base that is going to say, yeah, it's great. I'm happy to be back. And Disney's been upfront about you're not going to get all the entertainment. You don't have nighttime shows. You're going to have to wear a mask all day. You're going to have to social distance in line and all that sort of thing. My main complaint has been about other guests, not about Disney when I've been there. So, because people who don't want to follow the rules, they don't want to pay attention. Look, if you're there, you have agreed to do these things. Just do the things. So as a person who has some generalized anxiety, I don't like it. I don't like it when people aren't following the rules. It bothers me. And I'm not going to start a riot and, make it my personal mission to prove a point to people or anything. But I obviously notice when there are people not following the rules, and that makes me uneasy. But otherwise, I feel like the cast members have done a great job. I feel like Disney's given me everything that they promised. And like I said, the information's been out there. So it's... And the people who are like, I'm not going to use the word. Well, maybe I will. The Karens, okay?
The sad thing is when you pause, like, oh, he's going to say Karen, isn't he? He's going to say, and lo and behold. Okay, what are the odds? Because you know that those people are in the parks every day. And they're going up to cast members and they're complaining. I was told to wear my mask when I was in line eating. That's not fair. I was in line. Nobody was around me. And the cast members are like, yes, but these are the rules. Those people exist, but they're not representative of the majority. They're the vocal minority. Odds are, if those people get a survey, you have to imagine that's a very small population of the survey. So I'm just saying, you're quoting results from a biased population. And that's fine, but you cannot really tell me that people now are happier at Disney than they were before all these things changed. It's not, Bob Chapek, that is not true. You know it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do think you're right. He's citing some surveys. So I guess technically he's telling the truth, but come on, that is such a disingenuous thing to say. It's like, I think you hit the nail on the head. Last year kind of sucked, and this year continues to, well, not suck as bad, but still sucks. And people are just so starved to get out of the house, to get back to some feeling of normalcy, just to go back to their happy place, for the lack of a better term, just to walk into the park like, oh yes, this is fantastic. We love it. Thank you. It's like, if you're in the desert and you're dying of thirst and somebody gives you like a cup of muddy water, they're like, so what'd you think of that muddy water, man? Oh, that was the greatest thing I've ever tasted. Yes. It's like, really is it? It's like, I understand why you're saying that, but come on. Yeah. Come on, Bobby Chaps.
Yeah, give them a survey. Are you happier now that you have that muddy water than you were before? Yeah, because I was dying of thirst.
It's like, well, look at this. The survey says it's 100% everybody's happy. So, in your face, nerds.
And guess what? We're going to keep serving muddy water for the rest of time. Come on.
And I technically, I don't think he's wrong, but at the same time, come on, Bobby Chaps.
Come on, Chappie.
You know better, Chappie. Come on. Anyway, Jay, that's all I have when it comes to the news that's fit to report. But I know, speaking of surveys, it seems like Walt Disney World has reached out to you on what your thoughts are on Epcot. And
it's true.
I don't know if anybody's been paying attention over the last several live shows and podcasts that you, Justin Monorail, have appeared on. You have opinions on what's going on at Epcot, don't you?
Mostly Barge opinions. Yes, I do. Angry Barge opinions. I promised on this last live show that I was going to go and angrily shake my fist at the barges. I did it multiple times yesterday. I know it makes no difference at all, but I did it.
Did our buddy security Matt have to come and separate you and the barges?
Luckily, he was at the International Gateway. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see him, but that also means he didn't escort me out of Disney for angrily shaking my fist. I didn't.
Sir, the barges are reporting you're harassing them. Please stop harassing the barges.
There were no inappropriate hand signals. I just balled up my fist. I made an angry face under my mask, and I shook it. And I looked at the sky, and I asked God why. And unfortunately, I guess Epcot God is dead because the barges did.
Oh no! Wow! Oh, that's a little dramatic, but oh wow.
The Epcot barges did not get struck down. They weren't smote before my eyes, so obviously. No prayers were answered yesterday. But yes, yes, Epcot did send me a survey. Well, Disney sent me a survey about Epcot yesterday. And
I previously mentioned Dead God of Epcot sent Jay personally a survey from beyond the grave. Well, it's God, so I guess it's not. Anyway.
Yeah, this is a post-mortem. Posthumously surveying me. And
in his will, his last wish was, make sure this one barge-hating idiot gets this survey.
I decided it would be really fun to do this survey while we were recording the show today because I want you all to hear my answers. And God Almighty, please ask me about those barges. Please. I have not previewed this survey, but if they don't directly ask me about the barges, I can guarantee you I'll be using that freeform box at the end to share my opinion.
Oh, I was going to say, I could very easily see the question is, so what do you think of Frozen Ever After? It's a great ride, but while I have you here, I want to tell you about barges.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There will be barge opinions. So if you've never gotten a survey from Disney, essentially what they do is you tapped into a park. They know you did because you used your Magic Band or your Magic Pass or whatever that is. As I said, Disney's tracking you all the time, whether you like it or not. They send a survey to your email and they say, hey, we hope you had a great day. By the way, we know you were at Epcot. Would you care to answer a few questions for us? And I'm like, of course I want to answer a few questions for you. I have to balance out the fact that at one point, Samantha Monorail received a survey and said she didn't care about Figment. So I have to fight the good fight.
I'm still not over that. I'm wearing my pass holder Figment shirt literally as we record. As y'all know, Figment is my dude.
Yeah. These things, by the way, make a difference. If you think that Disney isn't actually... I mean, just listen to Bobby Chaps. He quotes them.
Yeah, Bobby Chaps will tell you everything is fine. These surveyed people say so.
Yeah. So when you first click on the link, it takes you to hey, thanks for doing this. This will take like 5 minutes. It's not true because sometimes these surveys are long and it takes a long time. To begin, where do you permanently reside? It's a map of the entire world. Number 1 is North America. That's where I'm at. And then they ask for country or region, United States of America, and my zip code. See, all this information. They're gathering everything. They want to know what my social security is.
And now they're going to have your face.
That's right. They'll have my face. They have everything. Are you 18 years of age or older? Yes. Our records indicate that you visited Epcot on March 20... Big brother! Watching me, brother!
It's 1984. Who knew that Big Brother was going to be wearing a Mickey hat?
Yeah, it was. It's Hulk Hogan. He's watching me, brother.
Oh, no, brother, no.
And is this correct? The answer is yes, I was there. Please rate your overall experience at Epcot on March 27th. I'm going to say it was excellent because it was. It was a really good day yesterday. Will you return to the Walt Disney World Resort in the next 5 years? So you're asking an annual pass holder. The options are definitely will, probably will, may or may not, probably will not, definitely will not. And sometimes these will have a follow-up. So if you were to say definitely will not, they're like, well, why are you not coming back? The answer for me, of course, hey, I'm in for a penny, I'm in for a pound. I'll be there tomorrow. Definitely will. If you return to Walt Disney World in the next 5 years, will you visit Epcot? All the same responses. Definitely will. Please rate the cleanliness of Epcot on March 27th. Options: excellent, very good, good, just okay, or poor. In my opinion, Epcot was very clean yesterday. That's kind of a product of having a lower crowd level, so excellent. The bathrooms, also nice.
We're still waiting for McKenna's bathroom blog.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that would be popular. How much do you agree or disagree with this statement? Congestion/crowding in certain areas of Epcot made it difficult to get from one place to another in a timely manner. Yesterday, congestion was not a problem. The only place we ran into it was in front of the Mexico Pavilion. Otherwise, it was pretty wide open on all of the pathways, promenades, and corridors. So in this case, I'm going to strongly disagree with the statement that congestion crowding in certain areas made it difficult to get from place to place.
Seems like the right answer.
This one is Epcot is too crowded. Strongly agree, somewhat agree, neither agree nor disagree, somewhat disagree, strongly disagree. On another day, I might have said strongly agree with this because I'm telling you, there have been days we've been in World Showcase that it has been wild, just packed to the gills. Yesterday was not that day, so we are going to strongly disagree. It was not too crowded yesterday. And I'm just answering.
I remember y'all were Facebook living while you were in the World Showcase just had to be a couple months ago. It's like just watching that video gave me, it's like, oh, there are way too many people there and they're too close together.
Yeah, as Jen and Frank would say, ski-vots. Yeah, for sure. So I'm going to strongly disagree with this because I'm answering based on yesterday. So please rate your experience with the cast members, staff, if people don't know what cast members are, at Epcot on March 27th. Excellent. Staff members, cast members are always amazing. And once again, yesterday, that was the case. Please rate your arrival experience to Epcot on March 27th. They want to know about the entire experience from first arriving on property up into including the moment you entered the park. Please be sure to take into account parking, Disney transportation used, and all cast members encountered along the way. For us yesterday, we drove into the Epcot parking lot. They were doing the skip a space between cars, which I appreciate, mostly because I like to sunscreen up right when I get out of the car, and that gives me room to do so. And also then it's not overly crowded and you don't have to have awkward interactions. Do I open my door? Do you open your door? Are we going to kiss on the way out? What do we do?
That's always my favorite part of parking.
And then, of course, the security is seamless now. No bag check, although I didn't have a bag yesterday. And even though I went to secondary screening, that security guard was super nice. She complimented my shirt and my shoes. So, Zoe liked my shoes too. So, I'm going to say that was an excellent experience. Please rate your departure experience, and again, from when you began moving toward the exit in the park until you arrived at your hotel or left property. Okay, so the exiting, we left, the park closed at 11 last night. We left about 10 o'clock. Wasn't overly crowded. Of course, there aren't any parking trams running right now, and we had to walk to the car, which not a big deal. You need some extra steps after a day at Epcot because you probably ate a lot of food. And so all good. I'm going to say excellent on that as well.
So that's always the worst part of the day, leaving.
Yeah, it is. That's the hardest part.
I know.
I know Tom Petty told us that waiting is the hardest part. But
well, Tom Petty never went to Epcot, did he? Well, I don't know. He probably did. He lived in Florida.
Yeah, he was from Florida. He probably did. Approximately what time did you leave Epcot on March 27th? I just told you the answer to this. Do you all remember? 10 o'clock.
Right, Zoe?
10 o'clock. Please rate each of the following in regard to... By the way, no Barge questions yet. Please rate...
Thank you for pointing that out. You haven't exploded in a volcano of rage, so I think we all realize that.
Rate each of the following in regard to your visit to Epcot. Character experiences, excluding character dining or character cavalcade. Well, that's interesting because excluding character dining or character cavalcades, there aren't a ton of character experiences. Sometimes they're doing like the little pop-ups where they'll have Pooh come out with his butterfly net and he runs around outside of Imagination, and I guess
just Pooh everywhere.
Yeah, Pooh all over the place. I guess Anna and Elsa have been showing up in Norway to greet people outside of their normal little visits that you can do inside. They come outdoors. I know Mary Poppins shows up in the UK pavilion. So I think they're talking about this sort of thing. And I didn't experience really any of that yesterday. I don't think I saw characters outside of Cavalcade. In fact, I didn't see a Cavalcade yesterday. So I'm just going to say didn't experience. You can answer excellent, very good, good, just okay, poor, or didn't experience. I'm going to say didn't experience. Now they're asking specifically, character cavalcades, processions. What was your... please rate each of the following in regard to your visit. I didn't experience. I did not see a character cavalcade or procession yesterday. It's very strange. I usually see multiple. Atmosphere, entertainment. Performances such as street theater, musical groups, bands, varieties of acts performing either on stage or off stage. Here's one thing I'll say. The Hooligans played 3 times while we were there yesterday, and they cranked it, okay? They cranked we could hear, we were standing in Canada, and we could hear very clearly the songs that they were playing in the American Pavilion. They started playing Baba O'Reilly. Garrett recognized it before I did, and I was like, that just... This is me being an old man. I was like, what is that? It sounds like noise. And Garrett goes, that's how this sounds. That's how this song starts. And then I stopped for a second. I was like, oh, it's Baba O'Reilly. So I could hear it loud and clear.
Still, like, wow, yeah, they cranked it.
Yeah, they had it turned to 11, and apparently I'm too old. But what I did see, I'm a fan of the musical performances. I'm a fan of the street theater, the street performers. I'm just going to say excellent on that. Rides, attractions, excluding all other experiences previously rated. We had a great time. Short waits. The rides went, other than getting stuck on Test Track, which actually for me, listen, if you're a real one, you know that your goal is to get walked off of Disney attractions.
Yeah, that's true. And it's like, before we shut this pod down, I want to circle back around and talk about that.
Okay. So we're going to say excellent on this one. Because it was all good, and I enjoy when rides break down and I get to see behind the scenes. Please rate your food and beverage experience at Epcot on March 27th. We ate at Katsura Grill yesterday. I tried something I hadn't had before, which was the Minchi Katsu slider, and it comes with fries. And then Garrett had his pork ramen. Did we eat anything else? I don't think we did. We didn't have any of the festival food yesterday. I did have an avocado margarita from La Cava. All of it good. I'm going to say excellent.
Garrett's ramen, the picture you posted, looked amazing.
Yeah. Here's one thing I'll tell you about that ramen. Fair warning. They put like pickled ginger in there, and if you're not a fan of the taste of ginger, it tends to be pretty overpowering in that ramen. Garrett likes it. He's a fan of it. For me, it's a little much in the ramen.
Okay.
So I think they make it fresh, so I'm pretty sure you could tell them like no ginger.
Okay, all right, yeah, we'll definitely add that or go light on the ginger.
Yeah, because it kind of takes over.
Okay.
Please rate your shopping experience at Epcot on March 27th. We went to Mitsukoshi, of course. We always have to go to Mitsukoshi. We went to Mouse Gear. We also stopped at a couple of the festival booths with some of the festival merch. All in all, very good. I got a new shirt yesterday because they have this new, it's like a spring Walt Disney World shirt it's almost like a mint color, like an Easter mint color. It says Walt Disney World. It has like a retro logo, like a circle logo on the front, and then it has the Sensational Six.
Nice.
And the character designs all look really cool, so I bought it, and I'll be sporting that very soon. So we're going to say excellent. PhotoPass. They want me to rate my PhotoPass experience. The only thing we did was on ride, so we're going to say we didn't. Let me see if it says. Disney PhotoPass service allows you to have your picture taken at Walt Disney World using professional equipment. All pictures are linked together. It doesn't mention on ride. I will say, if you don't know, if you're an annual pass holder, PhotoPass is included for annual pass holders, which is a very nice perk. Universal doesn't do this, by the way. And I wish that they did. We're premier pass holders at Universal, and we don't get our pictures. I mean, come on.
Really?
Yeah, it's true.
That's messed up. By the way, I didn't think we were supposed to say the name of that park.
Oh, sorry. Podcast. I'm out of practice. I'm rusty. Sorry.
Come on, kayfabe, dude. Kayfabe.
So we're going to say didn't use PhotoPass. By the way, we're at 13%. This is supposed to just take a few minutes.
Yes, 5 minutes.
Thinking about the time you arrived at Epcot until you left, how would you rate your experience with health and safety measures? So here's where we start getting into some of the COVID protocols. Excellent, very good, good, just okay, or poor. In my opinion, Disney's doing a great job. Some of the new things that I noticed yesterday was they are loading multiple parties into cars in Test Track now, which is new. But I mean, they do have the plastic barriers while you're standing in the queue, and then once you're in the car, you're mostly outdoors. You're spread out enough. I think it's okay. They do have plastic clear curtains, or no, they're not curtains. They're just plexiglass dividers on the Frozen ride now. So you have those between the rows, which it kind of takes a little bit away from that experience, but that ride's great anyway. We were in the back, so we had a couple rows of plexiglass in front of us, and it does make it a little more difficult to see through because that ride gets a little bit of water splashed on it, and the ride or the plexiglass tends to get a little it's a little smudged. It's got water on it, so it makes it a little harder to see if you're just looking straight ahead. But all in all, I accept it because you would be too close to people otherwise. I'm going to say excellent. I think Disney's still doing a great job with their health and safety protocols.
That is excellent.
Yeah. Not including the new bundle of health and safety measures, please rate the safety and security at Epcot. Always good. This one's for Matt. Hashtag find Matt. We're giving him an excellent. How much do you agree or disagree with this statement? Weather had a negative impact on our visit to Epcot. Why would they even ask this?
Yeah, unless Disney can control they can control the weather.
I'm going to strongly disagree because it was a beautiful day in the park yesterday. So, my travel group and I got to do everything that was important to us during our visit to Epcot on March 27th. Strongly agree. We did more than I thought we were going to yesterday. Now, for each of the following operational changes that have been implemented, please indicate what impact, if any, it has on your intent to return to Epcot sometime in the future. Physical distancing. You can answer positively impacts my intent, no impact on my intent, or negatively impacts my intent. Well, I appreciate the social distancing. I say it positively impacts my intent. Guest temperature screened prior to entry or theme park entry. Positive for me. I like it. Limited character meet and greets and character dining experience. So we did, for adults who go to Disney, we probably do more than like the average person when it comes to character meet and greets because I feel like they're fun. And by the way, we get the free photos, so why not do it?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I like the cavalcades. I think the cavalcades have been a good change. I like that they have characters out and about that you can see randomly in the parks. I think to me it's kind of like a net no impact. I'm going to say no impact. That. Yeah. Disney Fast Pass Plus temporarily suspended. Oh boy, should we go on a Fast Pass Plus rant? I don't care.
See, like I'm on the exact opposite. I want those fast passes. Yeah, okay, that involves me at 7 a.m. When my window opens, I'm refreshing the app, seeing what's available. But I know what I am going to be able to do and when I'm going to be able to do it, so I can start kind of planning out my trip in my mind. It's like I know a lot of people. It's like you for one's like whatever on fast passes. Some people don't like fast passes. I know in Disneyland they had a drastically different fast pass like service, but for me, it's like as the person who only gets down there a couple times a year, it's like I like those fast passes. And I get it. I do get it, but I also feel like you're letting the tail wag the dog a little bit with fast passes because you're at the mercy of this is what I could get, this is where I have to be at this time, and you're not doing Disney the way that I think you should, which is go where the breeze takes you, enjoy your day, and make the most of your time. I know it sucks to stand in line, but if no one has fast passes, we're all in the same boat. And by the way, virtual queue's better anyway. So I will agree with that, yes. I'm going to say no impact because I'm not going to say positive or negative. I'll just say no impact. Well, I think you have to because, there was one positive and there was one negative in this conversation. So true. A positive and a negative, no impact. Yeah. Extra magic hours temporarily suspended. This does not impact me because I'm not a resort guest, so no impact.
Nighttime spectaculars temporarily paused. I have to say negative on this one because while I get that they're trying to discourage people from crowding together and you know, they're trying to encourage social distancing, I do miss the fireworks. So we'll say negatively. Use mobile order service and pay in-app for food and quick service. I love it. I would do it all the time. If every single location needs in-app mobile ordering and payment, positive for me. Absolutely.
Yep. Agreed.
Which of the following best describes where you stayed? My own home is an option.
My house.
What would you say was the main purpose of your visit? To visit friends, relatives, to visit the Walt Disney World Resort, or business trip, convention meeting? For me, of course, just to visit WDW. What are the primary reasons you chose Epcot? Please rank your top 3. There are a lot of choices here by clicking the most important reason first, the next important reason second, and the third most important reason last. So here are the options. I'll read them real quick. It's a weather-friendly park, to celebrate a special occasion, to experience the rides, attractions, and shows, to experience a limited-time seasonal event, to experience a specific attraction or show, and then you can list it, to experience limited crowds, friends or family wanted to visit, to experience the seasonal decor, to experience characters of the park, to see a favorite character, to shop, to eat, other reason. So, why did we go to the park yesterday? It's probably a good question. Why did we go to the park yesterday? We went, I would say number 1 was to experience the rides, attractions, and shows in general. So I'll put that as number 1. Number 2 is going to be to shop or to eat. Let's say to eat is number 2 because we did that.
It's good to eat.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then lastly, we didn't really take advantage of too much of the Flower and Garden Fest other than they were giving out free go-go squeezes and we totally picked up a couple.
We talk about go-go squeezes a whole lot on this podcast.
I know. I'm surprised we're not sponsored already.
We're definitely open go-go squeeze.
Yeah.
Holla at your boys.
Yeah. I'm going to say to experience a limited time event because, I mean, of course we were there to see the Flower and Garden stuff. We just didn't do that much of it. Was Epcot your first choice for a reservation on March 27th? Yeah, it was actually. Including you, how many people were in your travel party? That's 2. Now we'll be asking for some details about each of the people in your party. Enter your age. None of your business. Where's the none of your business option? Please. And gender. And it says you can prefer not to answer. So you can do man, woman, other, or prefer not to answer. But it doesn't give you that option on age. Yeah.
Does it give you the option to say, I'm turning 31 the 7th time?
No, there's no option for that one. How many guests in your travel party created their own theme park reservation? If your entire traveling party was on the same reservation, you put 1. That's a 1 for us. What type of admission? We're annual pass holders. Which, if any of these, did you visit on the same day? None. We didn't park hop. That was a question about which park did you go to if you went to another one. Which of the following, if any, describe you? We are Disney Rewards Visa credit card holders. We are Costco members. We're a member of the Castaway Club. We're Tables in Wonderland members. We're a lot of these.
Yeah, they're going to read this survey and be like, oh, we got them.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Prior to your visit, which of the following best describes how you felt about visiting the theme parks? Number 1, I was ready to visit theme parks as soon as they reopened, regardless of whether health and safety measures were in place. Number 2, I was ready to visit theme parks as soon as they reopened with proper health and safety precautions implemented to protect visitors from COVID-19. 3, I waited until after COVID-19 treatments were widely available. 4, I wanted to wait until after a COVID-19 vaccine became available. Well, for us, it was 2. We wanted to get back, but we wanted it to be safe. So we visited as soon as they reopened with the health and safety protocols. Including your most recent visit, approximately how many times have you been to WDW since it opened in 1971?
Oh, Lord.
This used to be a lot easier for me to answer, but holy crap. It says if more than 99 times, just enter 99. So the highest you can go is 99. If you're uncertain, what's your best guess? Honestly, I have no idea. I would say at this point, we're probably like just for individual park days, we're over 50, 60, I would imagine.
I mean, yeah, you being down there, like, yeah, it'd be hard to get an exact count on.
I mean, we were going before the virus. We were going every weekend. I'm gonna say 50. Okay. Is this the first time you bought your children under 18 or brought? I removed the R. No, it's not the first time we brought our children to Disney. Not counting your most recent visit, what was the month and year of your last visit? It was also, what are we in? We're in March. It was in March. So we'll put that. Come on, where are the Barge questions?
You're chomping at the bit for that Barge question.
I cannot wait till we talk about barges. In what year did you first visit WDW? 1989. What was your most recent visit? Was your most recent visit to Epcot your first ever? No.
Not even a little.
Of course not. Did you experience a Taste of Epcot International Flower and Garden Festival? Yes, we experienced it. I mean, how could you not? It's everywhere. If you see a topiary, you experienced it. Ah, okay. Here's some interesting stuff. How big a fan are you of Marvel? And you can rate this from 1 to 5. 1 being not a fan, 5 being very big fan. I mean, I'm a big fan of everything. So I'm a level 5 fan of Marvel. How big a fan are you of Star Wars? Oh, I wish I could go to 6 on that one.
You don't care for it at all.
How big a fan are you of Disney in general? I mean, come on. All 5s. Are you Hispanic or Latino? Not Hispanic or Latino. What is your race? Again, it's just interesting. Like, why do they need that? I don't know. Which of the following groups comes closest to your yearly household for income? Again, none of your business.
Yes, Jay, tell us how much you make on this podcast.
Okay, so now it says survey progress 39%. And they say, thank you very much for your participation so far. We have a few more questions we'd like you to help us answer. But we're also respectful of your time. Do you have time? Sure, let's do it.
Absolutely. Let the good times roll.
Okay, which food and beverage locations did you experience? So we're going to just mark. We did Katsura Grill. There it is. I did not do Joy of Tea yesterday. We did do La Cava. And that was it. We did those two.
Yeah, you got to go to La Cava and get those $25 margaritas.
It's all part of it. Rate your overall experience at Katsura. I already told you all it was excellent, so we'll put excellent. Overall experience at La Cava, again, excellent. Thinking about your experience at La Cava, what did you like most? Delicious drinks.
The booze.
Yeah, so we're just going to say delicious drinks. What did you like least? That there were barges outside.
There it is.
There
yes.
were barges. I'm literally writing this outside.
Oh, yes, here it comes. We made it 39% through the survey, and you finally broke the barge seal.
On the World Showcase Lagoon.
Oh, this is fantastic.
Did you shop at Mouse Gear during your visit to Epcot? Yeah, we did. During your visit to Mouse Gear, did you use mobile checkout? No, but there was a cast member that made me aware of it. So I didn't use mobile checkout while at Mouse Gear, but I was aware, so we're going to click that one. How did you first learn?
Why didn't you use it?
Why didn't I? I was I'm scared of technology. No, I don't know, man. We were just shopping, and I was like, I don't know.
Okay, all right. Sorry, didn't mean to put you on the spot. Chill out.
I will tell you, this is probably the actual reason. We didn't have a backpack with us yesterday, and I know we needed a bag. I mean, we probably could have gotten one anyway. I'm not sure. I haven't done it. I need to do it for survey purposes, I guess, research purposes. But maybe you get a bag as you exit anyway. I don't know. So I wanted a bag, so we went to the checkout.
Okay, fair enough.
How did you first learn about mobile checkout? It was a cast member that was in the store saying it. How likely would you be to use the mobile checkout? I'll do it. I definitely will do it. I'm promising you all right now, I'm going to do it. Why did you decide not to use mobile checkouts?
Oh my God! Wow.
Whoa. My microphone just
Settle
hit me.
down.
My microphone hit me in the face. Over-attached girlfriend mobile checkout. Let's see. Because barges were out on World Showcase Lagoon, and they soured my mood on mobile checkout. Should I say that?
Yes, absolutely. Okay. Commit to the bit.
Because the ugly barges on World Showcase Lagoon soured my overall mood.
Even a question mark?
And made me less open to new experiences. Which of the following, if any, did you use during your visit to Epcot, My Disney Experience? And we didn't use mobile ordering because I don't think you can do mobile ordering at Katsura Grill, unfortunately. Which of the following are reasons you did not utilize mobile ordering? It wasn't available. Is it app wasn't working? Couldn't apply. Payment. Other. So we'll say not available at Katsura. I'm not going to blame the barges on this one.
I was going to say because mobile ordered is the official payment option of barges.
Please rate the following aspect of My Disney Experience app. It's great. I love it. So they're asking accuracy of information, ease of finding information, speed of page loads. All of it's good. It's just a battery drainer. That's the only bad thing.
Mm-hmm. Get your fuel rods.
How would you rate the number of notifications you receive? Now, here's the thing. I don't know why, but recently I've been getting notifications in triplicate from My Disney Experience. I get 3 of them. I don't know why. So every time I get one, I get it multiple times. So I'm just going to say too many just because of that, but if maybe they'll ask me to. No, they didn't. Oh, well. Using the map below for reference, indicate which of the following lands you experienced. We've got Front of the Park, Future World, World Showcase. We did all of it. We did it all. We were all through that.
You like to celebrate the entire catalog is what you're saying.
And now they're going to ask us questions about each. Is this too long? This is too much, isn't it?
What percentage are we at?
46.
Whew, okay, all right.
I know.
I feel like we've gone too far to go back.
Feel free to chop this up if you want.
I was going to say we already got their download, so, nanner boo-boo.
That's true. Please rate your overall experience at the front of the park. Excellent. It's all good. Would you rate your overall experience at the front of the park? How would you rate your overall experience with cast members at the front of the park? Excellent. I'm always going to say excellent because cast members are excellent.
They truly are.
How would you rate the cleanliness? It's also excellent, thanks to the cast members. Future World, excellent. Future World cast members, excellent. Overall cleanliness, excellent. I will say this. I noticed that people were opening their free go-go squeezes and they were throwing those caps on the ground. That was a shame.
Yeah, that's not excellent.
Please rate your overall experience in World Showcase. Excellent. Cast members in World Showcase. Excellent. And cleanliness. Excellent. It's all good. Experience with wait times. It was great yesterday. Like I said.
30 minutes. If that's your longest wait for anything, that's some good stuff.
Yeah, and they want to know how did the wait times compare to your expectation? Better than I thought, for sure. What specifically about the wait times made the experience excellent? They were shorter than I thought they would be. And I didn't have to.
And they kept me from looking at the board.
Yes, I should have. Were there any rides you tried to experience that were closed unexpectedly? No. Which rides did you experience? We did so we did Frozen Ever After. We did the Grand Fiesta Tour. We did Journey into Imagination. We did Living with the Land. We did Test Track and Spaceship Earth. And that's it.
Sounds like a good day.
Rate your experience with Frozen Ever After. Excellent. Grand Fiesta Tour. I'm going to say very good, and I'll tell them, if they ask me why, it's because the animatronics in the grand finale are still gone. It's just those cardboard cutouts of the 3 Caballeros.
I still can't believe they're gone. Or they've been gone this long.
It's been a long time, yeah. Journey into Imagination with Figment was excellent. Living with the Land, excellent. Spaceship Earth, excellent. And Test Track. Should I give it a little? I mean, personally, I thought it was excellent even when it stopped. I'll just say excellent.
Yeah, go excellent because you just said you think it was excellent.
Yeah. Which entertainment offerings did you experience? We saw So they're asking about, did we see the Epcot Pianist in the World Showplace? We didn't. We did see the Janitors. We saw Mariachi Cobre. We didn't see Mickey and Friends Tour. That's one of the cavalcades, and we didn't see the Princess Promenade. The Janitors are always excellent. They're asking specifically. Mariachi Cobre is excellent. Moving on. What characters did you see? We did see Alice in the UK, and we saw Mary Poppins. We didn't go visit them, but we saw them. So we'll tell them that. We're halfway done, guys. Which, if any of the following galleries around World Showcase did you visit? These are the specific art installations that they have in World Showcase. And actually, yesterday we didn't do any of those. So I'm just going to say
because you hate art.
We do. We hate art of all types.
And barges.
Next. It says those. Whoa! It jumped to 100%, guys. Those are all the questions we have for you today. In order to provide the most complete picture, we'd like to combine your survey responses you just provided with the information we have on file. I say that's fine. I don't care. Survey completed. They didn't ask me about the barges. No barge.
No.
Okay, well, I'm glad I snuck it in some of those other answers then.
Uh-huh.
Take that, barges.
Yeah, that doesn't seem as crazy in hindsight, but yeah, wow. Yeah, I was expecting at least at the end to be like, tell us, or if there wasn't anything covered on this survey, please tell us.
And they usually do that. They usually do that. So, dang.
Well, at least you got in there when you did to stick it to those barges.
I want to know. I would love to know what the reaction of the person reading that survey was when they see that.
I would actually watch that show on Disney Plus. So.
I obviously had an agenda going into that survey, but that's fine.
Yeah, you are anti-barges, I'm thinking.
Yeah. So, real quickly, I know we've gone long, but let's talk a little bit about Test Track for a minute.
Yes. And what happened to you and Garrett yesterday, I don't know if we've covered this on the podcast in the past, or you guys might have done it on one of the live shows, but what attraction do you personally want to get broken down on while you're riding it?
Yeah. I would say all of them because I think it's cool. I want to get walked off. My goal is to be walked off of every single attraction. If I had to make a top 3 list, let's do top 3. One would be I want to do it midway through Spaceship Earth. That would be cool.
Oh, that would be cool.
I want to get walked off of Haunted Mansion for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would put number 3 as, this is a bit of a debate here. Maybe Rise is my number 3. I'd like to get walked off of the middle of Rise. Although I don't know if the backstage is going to look as cool. I was going to say Living with the Land would be cool.
Ooh. I mean, yeah, some people have to pay for the tour, but if you're on the right go round, you can get it for free.
Yeah. What about you? What do you want to get walked off of?
I would put Living with the Land up there. I would put Haunted Mansion, and while I come up with the third one, I will say what I don't want to get walked off of. Any water attraction at all. That sounds and seems terrible.
Yeah, like Splash Mountain. You don't want your boat to sink?
Yeah, like Splash Mountain. No, thank you. It's like, nope. I will sit in this daggone boat until it gets moving again. Same with Jungle Cruise because, well, both of those attractions in the last year, we've seen some sinkage go on. So that's what I don't want to happen. And then I guess for a third one, maybe Tower of Terror.
So I thought about that one too. The weird thing,
but then again, it's I don't know if I want to be in a faulty elevator.
Yeah, well,
because that's the entire gimmick of Tower of Terror.
Yeah, I thought about that as well. But I was thinking, the weird thing would be if you're in the first elevator shaft, you would probably just go down some stairs.
Exactly. Yeah.
If you're in the second one, probably same thing. If you happen to be in the fourth dimension, then or fifth dimension, whatever they call it. That would be kind of cool, but I don't know. It does come to my mind though as one that I wouldn't mind being walked off of. I just think it's a cool. And the thing about it is, guys, this sounds odd. I know to talk about what rides do you want to be on when they break down, but the thing about it is that's the cool unique experience that you can get, especially if you've ridden these rides a bunch of times. It's all right, now I want to know what's going on behind the scenes. It would just be a unique story to tell. And by the way, one of my favorite claims to fame is that before it was removed from the Magic Kingdom, I was actually on Mr. Toad's Wild Ride and got walked off midway through.
Whoa. Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, so that was pretty neat. The funny thing is, I've also been walked off of the Mini Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, which is in the same location. So, yeah.
Or there's a cause and effect, and you
strange.
might be the cause.
Yeah.
What about something like being walked off of Peter Pan? That could be really
Yeah,
tricky.
that would be interesting. Because, they'd have to... What would they do? Bring a ladder? I don't know. That would be...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, I think it would be a very similar situation. Be like, nope, not budging.
Yeah, I'll just hang out. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't... It wouldn't be as scary as maybe, like, being stuck on the Skyliner if it totally shut down and they had to, like, bring out a cherry picker for you to get out of it. But it still would be freaky. I think, like we said, I think the highest they go is like 17 feet. You don't want to fall from 17 feet.
Yeah. That's not a non-sizable fall.
Yeah. So yesterday, going back to Test Track, I have never been on Test Track when it's broken down. It's never happened to me. And I know, like, Test Track was one of those that was notorious for, especially when it first opened, it was notoriously unreliable. That it had a lot of issues. They've continued to have to do a lot of maintenance on it. I mean, I have been in the park when Test Track's been down for the day, so I know it happens. But it's just never happened when I've been on it. So this was odd because we had just, like, gotten through the first two little like test runs of responsiveness. We're going in the corner where they start to do more of, like, the S-turn kind of things. And the car just stops. And for the first thing I notice is that our car is really loud. Like, I don't think this had anything to do with the ride stopping. It's just when the audio of the ride is off, then the only thing that I could pay attention to was the sound of our car. And it was real loud. And it just, eventually, that shut off too. So when that first happened, the cars in front of us were still moving. So that was weird. Yeah, and then we sit there for a couple minutes. I pulled out my phone because I was like, oh, this is cool because they turned the lights on. And I was like, oh, we might be getting evacuated off of Test Track. So, of course, I got super excited. And I was looking around. But you also, it's kind of like a feeling of nervousness because you don't know exactly what's going to happen. So I didn't think we'd be stuck there. I wasn't, like, afraid for my life or safety. It was just like, ooh, what comes next, you know? So more like nervous anticipation. So I start videoing stuff, looking around, trying to get a good view of what it looks like with Test Track lights on. And then they come on and make the announcement, lights off, ride audio back on, and then we start moving. So we make a couple turns, the ride stops again, but this time it's just sat still for, like, I don't know, it was probably more like 45, 30 seconds at most. We start going again. And then right before, like, as you're getting lined up to do the speed test, the car stopped again.
Oh.
And we were just about to, like, zoom outside. And I was thinking, what happens if you are on that part of the ride and it breaks? Like, does it just slam to a stop?
That would suck. Yeah, that would create whiplash.
Yeah, because I can't imagine if you were, like, making your laps around, you know, it gets up to what, like 65 miles an hour or something. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden the ride just stops. Like, I don't know. And I didn't see it. I didn't witness it because it didn't stop once we got out there. But I just kind of wondered about that. Because if everything else stops, those cars, you would think they would have to, because otherwise they're going to zoom around and end up running into the cars in front of them.
Other cars, yeah.
So, yeah. So anyway, we sat there, and this one was more like, I would say it was like 90 seconds. And so I was like, oh my God, we'll get walked off right before the best part of the ride. But then just out of the blue, it just started up again. It was so weird, though, because every time it stopped, the second time it stopped, the ride audio continued as if we were moving through the turns. And then, like, when we started going, there was no ride audio. So that was interesting. But yeah, it was a unique Test Track experience. I'm glad that it happened just because, again, you know, we've ridden Test Track, you know, 100 times, and this kind of added a little bit of variety to it. So yeah, it was kind of cool. And I know while we're talking about this, I know it's like such a weird thing to be like, it was cool to be there when the ride broke, but it is,
I mean, you just said it's like this is a ride you've experienced 100 times. This is going to be the most memorable one, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. I will for sure remember it, and I will hope that someday I can recapture that magic once again. And I know it's probably not unique because I know that other people have, been on it when it's broken down. Like I said, it's one of the higher maintenance rides I think that they have in Epcot and maybe even in Walt Disney World, but still cool to be part of it. And now we just got to set our sights on something else. I think it's cool. Frank tells a story of like he was riding Small World and the boat stopped and then they started going backwards. And then he was walked off of Small World, which I think is pretty cool. Mm-hmm. I've been on, like, Living with the Land, we didn't get walked off, but the boat stopped for a long time, and then they did go slightly backwards.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's just kind of odd. I guess if the ride systems shut down, that usually, like, propel the boats forward. I don't know if there's some sort of, like, a kickback of water flow that causes the boats to start going backwards a little bit, but they ended up having to reset Living with the Land while I was on it. Like, they shut the power totally off, turned it back on, and then the old classic, shut it off, turn it back on. And then it worked. But I will say it gets very hot in the greenhouse if you're stuck in there for a while.
I mean, it is a greenhouse, yeah,
so but it was still pretty cool, but unfortunately I didn't get walked off, but it did break down while I was on it. So
like when the lights come on an attraction like that, I think that would just be a little jarring.
Yeah.
Like you talk about like the anticipation of what comes next and what's happening. Like I definitely get that. It's like somebody posted a video of going through like Space Mountain with the lights on. Holy crap. That is something I wish I had never seen, because at least for me, it's like I always feel like I'm about to get decapitated going through the dark on Space Mountain. Seeing it with the lights on, yeah, I understand why I feel like I'm about to get decapitated, because I know. Just thinking about it freaks me out. It's like, I think I might be at the point where, I'm good on Space Mountain in the future.
Wow.
I like my head attached where it is. And plus, every time I get off that ride, it's like, okay, I got to go lay down for 45 minutes.
Yeah, see, I get that. I do get it. Space Mountain's one of my favorite attractions. So I sometimes do, as I continue to advance into my middle age, I sometimes feel sore a little bit when I get off of Space Mountain, but I love that ride so much that I feel like I'm going to put myself through it. I just have to.
My entire body hurts after getting off that ride because I'm hunched over and my body is like, every muscle was like, in action. It's like trying not to die on that ride because I think my head's going to get just lopped off.
Yeah, I get it. Would you, if you had the option, would you walk through like the queue and then the exit area to get that Space Mountain feel? If you could like just do kind of a walk through and bypass the ride, would you do that?
I think so, depending on the weight. Like especially coming out of Space Mountain, I like the little bouncy ramp to get out of it. Yeah, I don't know if I'd wait. If it was a very busy day, park at capacity, it's like a 2-hour wait to ride Space Mountain. I don't know if I'd wait 2 hours to, not ride Space Mountain. But yeah, like, I think I'd do that.
Yeah, I was just thinking, like, if they had an alternate lane, like, you don't have to wait for it. You just do a nice little walk through. Because I think the Space Mountain queue is awesome. It's dark, it's cool, it's got great music, and it's got the cool like space windows that you get to look out of, and it's all good. So that's one of those that I would consider doing the queue and skipping the ride possibly. But I do love the ride. So I don't know if there are many other rides that I would say that for. I mean, it's possible that I would. No, I love Tower of Terror too much. I would have to ride that one.
Tower of Terror, definitely. Haunted Mansion for me. Millennium Falcon, maybe?
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah, if you could just hang out in the cabin there for a while. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, yeah. Dang, they need to serve drinks in that cabin. I would just hang out there all day.
Oh, okay. So this is not a bad idea. Imagine if they had, like, instead of Ogas, you have the experience of boarding the Millennium Falcon, and each, like, there are several hallways, kind of like they have now when you do the ride, the Smuggler's ride, where you go down these different hallways and it takes you into a cabin where maybe there are only a handful of tables, and you get to sit in one. Maybe you even get to play space chess. You get to have some drinks, and you just get to hang out. That would be great.
Sign me up. Oh my God, yes, please. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I'd do it. And maybe you get to try on a few of Lando's capes while you're there.
I mean, you would have to. He has like 9 million capes. That's why he has to keep constantly doing jobs. He spent all of his money on space capes.
Yeah. Huge cape budget.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So. All right. I'm done. I'll stop reciting my my weird, Disney fanboy wishes on this episode. We'll save them for later.
That's it. It was fun, and plus, I mean, where else are you gonna wax poetic, as you so eloquently said, about stuff like this, other on the Monday Morning Monorail? And this is the actual Monday Morning Monorail, dropping on a Monday.
That's right. Thanks for letting me drop in, buddy. I appreciate you kind of taking the stern here. That's not right. The stern is the back of a ship, isn't it?
I don't know. I'm no boatologist.
I don't know. I should stay in my lane and not try to quote maritime terminology. I appreciate you taking the mic and leading the monorail here while we're on a bit of a pause of the regular show. But I want to tell everybody out there, plans are to come back and come back soon. I think right now we're tentatively saying we'll be back first part of May. So in the meantime, Landon, you're dropping the shows, and I appreciate what you're doing, and maybe we'll be able to do like an official episode 150 before May. We just have to have everybody on board and back in town, because right now half of the Monorail family's out of town, so didn't want to do it today. That's why we had the
I understand. Well, I'll just go ahead and let my dancers, you can go home. Your check's in the mail. Jay will take care of you. No, I'm not paying you. You didn't perform it. I have some very mouthy dancers off screen right now that I'm going to have to deal with after we. Hey, but buddy, glad to do it. I can't believe we've almost. Well, if you count every episode we've done well over 150. But the fact that we're approaching the numbered episode of 150, I think is very cool. And I didn't want to let the momentum die before we hit this magnanimous occasion. Yeah, we got to get the entire crew back or something like that. So glad to keep the momentum going. Jay, where can the lovely listeners find and follow you and your lovely family?
Well, we have simplified everything, so now you can find us at Morning Monorail basically everywhere. Our email is still mondaymorningmonorail@gmail.com, but everywhere else, we're talking Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. The website is morningmonorail.com. Super simple. And I do want to say, for those of you that have reached out, we've gotten messages on Twitter, we've gotten emails, we've even gotten calls to the voicemail, we've gotten Facebook messages. So much outpouring of love and support, and it really means so much coming from you guys. So just know, I may not have responded to everyone directly because there have been so many, but I really do appreciate it. It's not falling on deaf ears. We love all you guys. Everything's all right, and hopefully we'll be back soon.
Yeah, looking forward to the return of the Morning Monorail. Follow me on Twitter, LANDOZ. Please go follow me, Landon Doan. I'm the best, Landon Doan, not the rest. That's where you can follow me, 280 characters at a time, even though you've probably heard a lot of me during what I'm dubbing the Poochie era of the Morning Monorail podcast. I run a website, buttmushchips.com, buttmushchips.
Sit on your butt and munch.
That's where you can find exclusively posted episodes of really old crap that I don't know why I continue to advertise. So in lieu of that, head on over to the iTunes store and search for Near Fall Radio, a podcast on the sweet science of professional wrestling, hosted by myself and Will Rabb. We will have a new episode dropping any day now, and we just went past the 20th anniversary of WCW World Championship Wrestling closing their doors and being bought by Vincent Kennedy McMahon and the WWE. So myself and Will Rabb looked back on not only the legacy of WCW, but also 20 years after the fact. Is it a good thing or a bad thing that the WWE was able to buy WCW and buy their competition? So looking forward to getting that episode out there. But if you want to hear that, definitely subscribe to Near Fall Radio and leave us a 5-star review. Remember, 5 stars or GTFO. So, Jay, it's been fun. We'll have to do it again.
Yeah, man. Happy to do it. Again, all thanks to you. You are the man right now, and I feel like the show is in good hands while you're in charge. So keep the light on, and we'll be back soon. I feel like this is the part of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles musical where they had to go into hiding, but they're like, "We'll be back." That's what we're doing right now.
It's appropriate because much like Michelangelo, I love pizza, and that's on the menu for lunch. So I do believe it's pizza time. So for the Monorail family, my name is Landon Doan. Thank you all so much for joining us on the Morning Monorail podcast. And I'm going to borrow and do what I did last week. I'm going to close it with the Bill and Ted quote. Be excellent to each other, y'all. Take care. We'll see you next week.
Party on, dudes.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for riding with us today. You can find us on the socials at Morning Monorail. The website is morningmonorail.com, and the email is mondaymorningmonorail@gmail.com. You can also call our voicemail 407-917-2144. Thank you so much for being part of the Monorail family. We'll see you next time.
I said it. Uh-oh. Lost it again.
Oh, boy.
Hey. We're almost done. We're almost there. Come on, Zoom. Come on, Zoom. You can do it. 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 Come on, Zoom. You can do it. Bring it home, Zoom. Oh, it totally crashed. Okay, well, Landon, if you're hearing this, I'll just let you finish it out. I think maybe I lost the Wi-Fi. I think I lost the Wi-Fi this time. Feel free to add my Zoom song as a hidden sound if you'd like. I'm going to send you a little text message right now and say, I think I lost internet. That's unfortunate because we were so close. It's almost like riding Test Track and the car stopping right before you get to do the fun part right at the end. Interest? No, internet. Let's see if that... I sent the message. Maybe Zoom's having a tough day today. I don't know. Let's sing a little more of that Zoom song. You can do it. You can do it. Come on, Zoom. You can do it. Put your mind to it. Zoom, baby, you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Push on through and get through it. You can do it. Hey!
Are we back? Okay, yeah.
I'm singing Zoom songs.